No, that one.
Feeling out.
We can talk over this. So. It has an Airwolf vibe that I like.
It's simply.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks. We are live on Thursday. Hello. Glad you guys are here. What did y'all like that piece of music? Was that okay?
It was better than most.
Did you like it better than the one on Monday? I mean,
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. It was a little bombastic. Hello, everybody. Hello, Andrew Sada is here from at Brick Fair. Hey, go find the big screen at Brick Fair and plug us in and put us on. Tell Todd I said it was fine. And
That'll go well, I'm sure.
that'll go really well. God's Bricks, welcome. Hello, Brian Bell. We actually have a lot of friends who are at Brick Fair, Virginia. So, Andrew, if you run into any of those TikTokers over there, tell them we said hello. And welcome everybody to the show. We hope some more of our friends will be joining us here. However, we are celebrating the 90th anniversary. Which anniversary is actually Lego celebrating? Because I remember there was a 25th anniversary back in the 90s, and then a 35th like the next year. And
Brickfest 2005 that we went to, they were handing us out 50th anniversary wristbands, like held, and Jurgen Vig were handing out 50th anniversary. So it was like, we don't know what anniversary it is.
I don't know. Do you remember at Brick Fair? I guess it was like, no, it was Brick Fair like 11, and Creo had just come out with the Transformers. And they had reps in the line for the crowd to get in because it was backed up around the block to get in. They were handing out free Creons of Optimus Prime to all the people in the crowd. So the competitive company was out there throwing them out to that, which was pretty darn funny. So, all right. Anyway, great to have everybody here. Let's do Mark. It's easy to swoosh. Mark has gotten ahead of the game.
I did not have mine on Monday, so
Pew, 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 pew.
Sweet.
Pew,
Pew, pew, pew.
pew.
We'll be talking about you've already built one of the alt models, which is great. We're getting reports. Andrew has met Tim Hutchings, who has been on our show. He's there. Go at the yard sale. Man, I'd love to go to the yard sale. I'm having a little bit of FOMO, I'm honest.
Yeah.
He saw Adrian and Nick and Danner. That's awesome. Those are my dudes that I would be hanging out with. I miss those guys, hanging out with those guys.
give them all a rigorous hoofing in the giblets for us.
Yes, that's right.
Call him a hooker for me.
All right, let's go around the room. Jeff, what's going on, Jeff?
90 years of the Lego company being founded. It was founded in 1932.
What he said.
What the anniversary is. So a few things going on. I got a little package from Mr. Dana this week, which was Mr. Blue Hans and this tile and a peach blood fig and an orange fig because they're awesome. And also, there it is, the sticker as well.
Nice.
So I can stick that on the back of the narrative. I also was at Walmart this morning because I'm waiting for all the new sets to come out in our Walmarts, and I did see Groot, but I actually received that today.
Groot,
so, happy with that. But I did find a certain set of these things.
Nice.
4 of them, discounted to $9 a piece.
Oh, those are already not marked down for you? Awesome.
In our Walmart, yes. They were like 14 or 15 regular down to 9, so I bought all 4. And also, because everybody else got one, I finally got mine in the mail today too.
Nice.
I haven't started building it yet, but yeah, What I am actually doing is, is this going to work? I have to move. Sorry, just let me move something here. Like this, and I'm actually working right now on trying to see if I can figure out how to build the Starcom, one of the Starcom sets from like the 80s.
Oh, that's cool.
To actually build that in Lego. So it's got a little trigger on it here that you push, and it unfolds into. Hold on, let me just. It unfolds into this guy. So from that to that.
Oh, neat.
So. But,
well, you'll make our friend Mr. Shaw will be extremely excited to see that because that's his thing.
I had this one as a kid too, and I really enjoyed it. So, but I'm gonna see if I can actually motorize it somehow, or at least use because Lego had that little spring mechanism years ago.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I can try and figure out how this backwards. Figure out how this actually worked back then, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on.
That's cool. So it seems to me that Starcom was a bigger hit in Canada than it was in America.
I wouldn't say that. I never saw the show. I was at the right age at that time, and I guess these toys were cheap enough that my parents were like, "Yeah, okay, we'll get you one of those." Maybe at that time they were like, "Well, it's not Lego, but okay." Or maybe it was like, "You have too much Lego. Here, take this." I don't know. But
here's some plastic that you can't do anything with. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny. Well, Gil was the first one that ever told me about that. So, and then I looked it up, and then I remember the intro to the show is really cool and well animated. And that's kind of neat stuff. So,
I never actually saw the show myself. So,
right. Brick Jedi has joined us. Richard Seamus, Rich is there. The data connection inside the Dulles is bad. It is always bad. That is the one negative to Brick Fair, Virginia is you use internet on a cup and two strings, or 2 cups and a string. It's always terrible.
Todd never breaks for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Todd does not pay for the Wi-Fi, and then I don't think that building is a Faraday cage anyway. You can't get any signal for your phone. That was not an issue per se at Brick World, was it? I mean, we got pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent. Yeah, it was
decent
good.
Connection.
Right. Rich, hey, Rich, go take your phone and hook into the projector there at and put us on the big screen. Todd won't mind. I talked to him. I promise. All right, Pink Wheels, what's up in your world, man? Or lady?
Not much. Still working on a secret project, and that's about it. I can't do anything else until I finish it. So all I can say is, look at the colors.
Oh, look at those colors. They're almost they're kind of spacey, right?
Where's my spacey thing?
If by spacey you mean that if you get gravity sickness and you throw up your lunch, then yes, they're space colors.
Here we go. Hold on a second. Hold on. Space.
Oh, very cool. You should make whenever you use that in space, the spaceship should be like some sort of dark tan, so that whole spaceship would look magically delicious, like Lucky Charms, and that would be awesome.
Yes, or I was thinking dark tan as a nougat.
Hey, whoa, time out. What did you just cut?
Hose.
Okay, all right.
Am I not allowed to cut hose?
I can't. I was going to make the joke. I'm not going to make the
cut
joke.
A hose?
You're now officially a hose.
One should not cut them so.
Okay, yes, it's pneumatic Technic hose. I thought you were allowed to cut it.
You're allowed to cut hose.
You are.
Yeah.
I prefer to slap them, but you can cut them.
Wow.
TMI.
This is the type of quality content that people tune in for every week.
Ironically, it is.
Yeah, all 8 of them are right now. Oh, Stever has joined us. That's awesome. Oh, there he is. What's up, Teener? I'm glad your lovely bride joined us just to hear all that. Thank you. Anyway, all right. Is so where's Nat? Where is she? Where's our
They're
friend?
upstairs playing Risk to like a true nerd household, but I don't play Risk anymore after some, let's just say, very high stakes Risk games that were played at Georgia Tech while I was in I was in my 20s, and being true nerds, you don't drink and hang around and party. You drink around, hang around and play Risk in your dorm at Georgia Tech. But I don't play it anymore because people got really upset, and I'm like, yeah, I don't do this anymore. So
Yeah.
Ryan,
And I'm not allowed to play Settlers of Catan anymore.
This is why I
yeah,
don't play Monopoly anymore.
I can do Settlers. I can't do Risk. I can't do Risk.
Yeah, I have Small Paul here tonight, so Natalie could come and they could like stare at each other awkwardly on screen. And
Well, nothing trains you for staring at people awkwardly like playing Risk. So
That is the whole point of it. And throwing in the box.
there's nothing more infuriating when you have like 30 armies to some guy's 3, and you get outrolled until you're down to 10, and you got to bail.
Brian can outroll anyone. I don't know why. If you ever watched the awesome show called The Mighty Johnsons, it's on Netflix. It used to be on Netflix. It's actually a New Zealand show. It is hilarious. It's the premise that all of the Nordic gods had to move. They always get reincarnated, and they were getting freaked out, and people were persecuting them. So they all moved to New Zealand, like in the 1700s or 1800s, and they keep getting reincarnated. And one of the characters is reincarnation of Ul, who is like the god of the hunt and luck. And we watch this show, and I'm like, Brian, and he just has this uncanny luck, and he goes and he pisses people off with it. I'm like, that's you, Brian. That's you. Every time we play Risk, people will come with their 28 armies, and you'll have 3, and you'll kill all 28 armies.
There is
Remember the show
nothing.
again, because now I feel the need to go pull it up.
It's a hilarious show. It is really hilarious.
And it was called
The Mighty Johnsons.
The Mighty Johnsons.
Yep.
I'm actually going to open up an incognito tab for this one because I'm afraid what else is going to come up.
Yeah, you don't want that going into your Google search. I'm just going to tell you right now. So
I'm trying to think. Do you know the actress who played? God, she's been in a bunch of stuff.
It's a
She was in Whale Rider.
comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. She was in the little girl who was in Whale Rider. She also played the queen that came after Amidala for like 30 seconds in Regis. She's been in something else as well. She's a New Zealand actress. She's in it, but she's the only famous person in it.
3 seasons from 2011. All right, that's a binge-worthy show, probably.
It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. But anyways, Brian Bell is that dude who pisses everyone off with his luck because he's Ul, a reincarnation of the god of the hunt and luck.
when you're playing Risk, you do that, you get blown out trying to, and then you leave yourself open, and then somebody just comes traipsing through your countries, and you miss your armies.
And he's probably gonna get upset. He goes and he plays poker with our friends. I don't play poker as much as he does anymore, but he would piss me off. He'll have the worst hand. The worst hand to start in Texas Hold'em is 7-2 offsuit. It is like statistically the worst because it's all about math. It is the worst hand, and he never loses with it. And I went to this friend's birthday party, and people at the poker game were like, "What is with your husband and playing 7-2?" And he always like takes $100 from us.
We need to put him on a plane to Vegas.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what's going on here?
I don't know. He has uncanny luck, and
I think we need to
I have a
bankroll
hard time
him
believing a lot of games.
for some Lego money.
So anyway,
That's right. Good deal.
Mighty Johnsons. It's not that kind of Mighty Johnson. It's an actual show.
I don't know what that means.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I did find it without having to go into the dark web. So,
And the funny thing is that we have Marvel Thor now as what's his face, who's incredibly handsome, and the whole trope of him being extremely good looking. And then you see the Thor in this show. It's hilarious. Anyways, I won't spoil it.
Okay, good deal. That sounds hilarious. I'll go check that out. That sounds awesome. All right, there's one man who is representing Castle. There he is, right there, Captain Xavier, fresh from his European Nerf tour. He's had
Yeah.
time to build the
And
castle.
Lego tour. I went to the Lego house in Denmark.
There you go.
As well as 2 different Lego stores in Copenhagen. So I represented the Lego while in Europe as well.
Fantastic. What? Okay, I will admit that is a fantastic looking set. I don't think I'll ever own it. That's a lot to drop on Castle, which I don't do. But that is a fantastic set. That is just gorgeous.
Which, by the way, I do want to point out that is 3/4 of Galaxy Explorers.
Oh goodness, here it comes.
There's 4 Galaxy Explorers right there. So
Right, it's 4 Galaxy Explorers.
yes.
Yeah. I got 2.
And which is why
One
I'm glad
older
that
than
I'm a
the other
Space
I-
fan and not a Castle fan.
Yeah, originally I was just gonna order it online, and then I was gonna be in Portland yesterday anyway, so I figured might as well stick my head in at the Lego store and see if they had any, and they did. So I got it. I also got the Viking ship and another one. What I get? A Harry Potter set. But this is an absolutely amazing and ridiculously detailed set. There are so many techniques in here that I've never seen before. There were an awful lot of parts in here I'd never seen before.
There's some new ones, yeah, for sure.
They have very, very thoroughly embraced the 2-plate 1x1, 2-plate high 1x1. There's like 100 of them in this set. All sorts of other stuff. The part that has never existed before that excited me the most, though, has to do with these fine fellows from the early castle.
Mm-hmm.
But they never had a shield. And now they do.
That's
Love it.
So
That's
some
cool.
nerd who was designing this castle decided, let's just throw the shield in for that faction that never had a shield before.
That's cool.
And that is super, super cool. There are also little comments in the instructions here and there, and one of them mentioned the possible return of Wolfpack, and I do not need my emotions toyed with like that. Thank you very much. Don't give me hope. I've been disappointed too many times. But yeah, absolutely fabulous castle. And having just been to the land of castles, it pleases me that this is actually designed like an actual medieval fortress.
Yeah, and there's a little feature where as you fold it out, the little bridge becomes a balcony or whatever it is, which is a neat little innovation or whatever. I didn't notice that until I saw. Yeah, right there. You see that?
That's where it's like,
Also,
That's awesome.
when it opens up, it hides a super secret little thing that when you close it, it's revealed, but you really can't see it because it's all folded up. But I don't want to reveal too much. There's multiple hidden passageways and secret thingies. And
Yeah.
we can you see what's going on here? When you open this up, you can then slide the wall over here that is the way to escape one of the dungeons.
But not the one with the dead dude in it.
Clearly not. That guy, he died. But then under the drawbridge, there's another passageway that leads to another secret room that has a tunnel into the castle, and it's just stop. So
It's
cool.
beautiful. I mean, it's awesome. And that tree is designed to match with the freebie and all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah,
really
which unfortunately they were sold out of, so I didn't get any more of those. I only have the 2 that I got from the first wave.
Wait a minute, Dana. How many you got?
Yeah, I would have had 4 if they had any more available, but both they were sold out online. They were sold out in the store.
Hey,
But
even
I
I've got one of the stupid things. Well, how hard can that be? So
Yeah, like I said, I got 2 of them. I figure that's enough.
got it.
But
How many did Brad was on here? How many did Brad say he had?
he had
like
5.
7.
He had 5. Yeah. Which I think it would be hilarious to just have a whole forest of those. So it's just like a forest of hideouts all in one. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
It sounded like he was looking for more when he went to Brick Fairs.
He
so-
probably will. You know, all those TikTok kids and everything, they're awesome. They're hanging together, and I'm glad they're having a great time. I have a feeling they're going to spend stupid money, and then there'll be a month of regretting. Although I have Galaxy Explorers, and
I was going to say,
blowing out my budgets.
yeah.
In fact, I had to go to the store, and I spent at Walmart just for groceries basically 2 Explorers today, and that hurt. It really hurt buying groceries today. All right, let's go to Mr. Sandlin. How are you and Small Paul today?
We are doing well. What's going on over there, Small Paul?
Not much.
Kid ain't been on in a month, and that's all he's got, man.
You want to talk about your new thing that you got?
Celestial.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
This is like Ruby Rod interviewing Dallas
Small
Corbin.
Paul is unprepared. Yeah.
Right.
It's like interviewing Corbin Dallas.
Yeah.
Thrilled. Okay. Come on, Small Paul.
I'm kind of sleepy.
Small Paul has the Arishem
Arsham Celestial.
Celestial. Yeah.
What are you doing?
My dog's running around.
Being crazy. There's a little button on the back, and if you press it,
Does he have a button on his butt?
no, just on his back, nothing on his butt.
Oh, he has no butt. That's cool.
It lights up this little thing. I don't know what.
That's a really cool Iron Man.
It's not Iron Man. He has guns on his wrist.
Yeah.
Iron Man lights up like that and has lasers on his arms.
He's got shooters just like the movie.
What is
Of
this?
course.
Not just like. What are these supposed to be? Like, are these supposed to be feet? Because they just look like things that look like he's floating.
Well, maybe that's what it is.
It looks like the designers gave up on the feet. They're like, okay, this is good.
Yeah, like no.
I don't think you actually
Gucci
see.
Gucci.
You don't see his feet in the movie at all. So who knows?
I guess they made it like.
Yeah.
There's really not much to talk about this guy, except that he has 6 eyes.
Yeah, that's
Why?
pretty cool.
Who needs that many eyes?
Well,
He could spin his head as many times as he
he's
wants,
a celestial.
just like every single minifigure. I don't know why this back piece keeps coming off, but it's weird. They used the coral pistol piece at the head. Weird.
That's cool.
And that's about it.
Okay,
All right.
and that was Small Paul.
And what
So,
have you been doing, sir?
I finally got my Galaxy Explorer.
Woo!
The box over there. And since I got 2 copies, I did the David Zool program of while I was technically at work, I built the alternate build space cruiser.
As well, you should.
So you
That's
can see
awesome. You seem to have modded the front, which I like very much.
Yeah, I changed the front around a little bit so that the lasers are closer together because that's what the original set looked like. It had the standard double QQ laser things and kind of a little more like that, I think.
I like.
So yeah, these are super great and awesome, and I'm looking forward to building the. Sorry, still got residual cough from last week. I'm looking forward to getting another copy of the set, which I already ordered, so I can build the little space transport, the little guy. I got the little guy up there. It's right there. Right
There
there.
he is.
Although Dana was saying it does not have landing gears built into the design, which I'll have to fix that because that's just not right.
That's not correct.
I mean, they went to trouble to make these lovely folding landing gears on the other 2 ships, and then with that one, they just sort of gave up. Like, we're not going to do it. It's I'll come up with something.
I got it. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to do it too. I also want to make it so he's not laying down in there; that he's sitting straight up. So that's my goal. So, but that's awesome. That looks really good.
The little sort of generator-y thingy that they put in the back is really fun. This thing.
Oh, cool! I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did it throw you when you were building that, and where it didn't ask for a white dish underneath the yellow or the red trans dish?
What for? Do you mean on this little thing?
Yeah, they did a stud in between the dish and the rim instead of a white radar dish. Because I'm like, why is there not going to be a white radar dish underneath here? And then I'm like, oh, because it's not a thruster, it's something else. So
It is powered off.
it's powered off.
This
Yeah.
piece has studs inside of it, whereas these guys do not.
Right, but in the other one, they put you have a Technic pin and then the little white radar dish, where the other one, they just threw a stud underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of threw me at first.
Yep.
Well,
But it's all good.
that's what I meant was that these guys
Yeah.
don't have studs there to interfere with the dish.
Oh, I know, but they could have just put a stud instead of that little white radar dish. Or
I
they
get
could have still put a white radar dish on the other
The
one.
white radar dish makes them look a little brighter for engine purposes. So yeah,
They do. Which I like better.
But these amps go to 11, so
That's true.
that's very cool. I'm excited. I think that was one of the best things when they said, yeah, by the way, you're going to be able to build the other ships, and I'm like, well, crap, now I got to buy more than one. So they knew what they were doing.
Oh, they know what they're about now. They've
Yeah.
gotten real good at it.
Oh yeah, they are.
I
But-
actually- Gil had commented when I posted on Instagram the 924 that it was his favorite ship growing up, and it's still one of his classic favorite ships. And truthfully, even building the 924, while I enjoy the 928, I actually kind of liked. Speaking of the devil, let's bring him in.
We've been slinging stuff his way. There's a Starcom.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 924. The dude shows up, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was talking about how our little chit chat back on Instagram about the fact that the 924 was a great ship in its prime, and I think even the 924 in scale and size and everything for it, I wish that they had released that as a separate set and like for $50 or $60. I'd have been fine, and I'd have bought like 2 or 3 of those just to have them because it's just cool. I like that scale, that size, the mid-size ship. Yeah, all that. And now here's Gil.
yeah,
Well, I don't understand anything more. You nailed it all.
Yeah, well, yeah, right.
it is much more whooshable. Like this guy you can whoosh around with one hand really
Very
nice.
swooshable.
Very.
That's
Gil, you're
cool.
supposed to come in and say, "I concur."
I definitely do. No, I mean, like I was saying in the chat, like that set, the original set it's easily my top set of all time. So yeah, the fact that they did that as an alt build is just great. And I mean, you know, when I get the set at some point, I really am going to have to force myself to build the official set and not just go right to the sugar. So yeah.
Well, I mean, the good thing about it, except for the printed parts, which obviously are important, the rest of the pieces are fairly common, except for some of the engine bits. So you could probably fashion that, version on your own
Well, yeah,
really, really well. So
because I figured it out that even if you build the 924, you get 46% of what you need to build the 918.
yeah,
Oh, not bad. Yeah.
but yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna build one of them tomorrow. I can't decide which one, but crack one of these bad boys up. But let us go to Gil. It is good to see you feeling well. You've been a little ill lately. How you doing? All right? You doing well?
Yeah. It's things they're kind of coming around. I was doing okay till about a week ago, and then I had a bit of a relapse, and so that kind of set me back, which kind of sucked. But yeah, things are stable. The horizon is not looking like I'm in the middle of the North Atlantic, so that's always good.
That's good.
But yeah, you know what? Just everyone's got their stuff, right? So just kind of take it one day at a time and just try to enjoy it the best you can. And if it's a crappy day, then hope for better tomorrow. So, but yeah, I mean, I've been doing, I've been feeling well enough anyway to still like do a few things. On a Lego note, I did find that I'm not quite at the okay to do Lego yet for several reasons. One is like the sound. The other is like trying to find a tiny part in a huge box of moving parts. Yeah, that is like Vertigo's very bitter, sorority girls kind of like hit me. So yeah. But I've been doing the photography thing and kind of doing some scratch builds for that and stuff like that. So I recently made like a bridge, which is part of like it's going to be the bridge to the mines of Moria. So
Nice.
I was thinking River Kwai, but Moria.
I was afraid you're going to say Terabithia, so
Me too, yeah.
yeah.
Madison County.
Or to the bridge too far.
Just too far. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I'm working on I've done the bridge. A few of you may have seen on Instagram, which I use for some other shots. But yeah, so like that's just the bridge, but I use it in another way, kind of do its own thing. And then tonight I was working on the pillars. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So yeah, that's been the creative stuff that's been going on, just because it's a little easier on the noggin to not have to deal with the smaller parts and stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. All right, good deal, man. Good to have you back. We have missed your wit, sarcasm, and lovely maple smell. So, all right, let's go to Dana. Dana, what's going on in your world? Let me guess.
I'm sorting parts. Well, actually, I just finished sorting parts to a degree, and now I'm actually starting on the substructure for the 924. Yay!
Yeah.
From when I was building this digitally, it's probably is going to be just as wonky as building the 928 and the 924 until you start adding the bottom plates. That's just part of the thing. So my excitement today was going to the Lego store and using my VIP points to grab a third copy, because after having a chat with Mark on our constant ongoing chat that I keep muted so I don't get woken up at 7:00 in the morning, it was just going to be easier to get a third copy, because I had figured I spent the morning while I was on a conference call digitally building the 918 inside studio and then comparing the parts that I had left over after building the 924. And it was like, you got 46% of what you need to build the 918. And I was like, I could go through my inventory. I still wouldn't have this.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? Let me see how many VIP points I've got. And I had enough that I could get the Galaxy Explorer with my VIP points. So I went in and I was talking to, I forget which employee I was dealing with at the time. And they're like, do you want to use the new VIP point system instead of through the app? I'm like, sure, let's do that. So he's like, we got to slide down to the other register. So we slid down and I'm like, so if I recall, if I used enough VIP points that covers the cost of the set, then I don't have to pay tax. And he's like, let's see if it works. And so the manager comes out and we're all sitting around the register and they're punching in because they hadn't had a chance to even see if this worked or not. And because it had, like, normally you would think it would have to be like to an even, because I was buying something that was $99.99, but I was trying to use $100 worth of points, which is like a penny off. And how would it work? And so they went through the system and they did it, and it came back and it says change due 000.
Nice.
Printed out the receipt, and I was like, I'm gone. And on top of that, I got a bag of pirate parts.
Did you get a bag of pirate? Oh, is that the thing in the store or whatever?
This is the current GWP, because I would not be a good basic AFOL if I went and bought something and didn't get a GWP. I mean,
Your
come
mom's
on.
a place to go
We only
for.
preach the preach, you walk the walk, you talk the talk. You get the GWP. There were no more Forestman sets. Otherwise, I would have bought enough to get the Forestman set. Probably wound up having to pay tax. So it actually worked out better that they didn't have any more Forestman sets or forest hideouts, because it's not Forestman sets, because that's non-politically correct. But so I got the Galaxy Explorer copy number 3, building the 9, parting out, sorting 918, got the extra spot there, which was kind of cool. I was glad that Mark took my advice. Where's my penny? I was glad Mark took my advice, and he actually parted out all of the 10497 before he built his 924 from the experience that I had, because I thought, oh, the designer probably did it where you're going to go through and you pull out the parts from bag 1, and then by the time you need the next set of parts, you're going to open up bag 2. No, it doesn't work that way. You pretty much, you open up bag 1, bag 6, bag 9, come back to bag 2. It's better just to open them all, sort it out by color so you can have them easier to get to, and then build. And if you want to,
it gives you no hints in the instructions where it comes from. It's just grab these parts. I got
no hints whatsoever. But ironically, like the first few pieces all come out of bag 1.
Right.
But
it gives you hope and then dashes it.
Yeah, but by the time you get to about page 3, it sends you off looking for a 1x2 Technic brick that doesn't happen until bag 6. So you're sitting. So just if you're going to build one of the alt models, just open up all the bags, sort it out by color, sort it out by piece, part, whatever you want to, because there's a lot of gray and a lot of blue. But the whites, the yellows, the reds, the clears, just set them to the side. That's
sort it out. I got it.
Yeah, just go with that. So yeah, I built the 924, working on the 918. Got the extras bag. Oh, so I don't even know if he's in here or if he's not. Wax Splat. Oh, there is Intense. We should have seen Intense here and get his castle review. But Wax Splat sent me a request on Instagram asking if it was okay because he's getting ready to build. He's preparing a mod for his spaceport, and he's going to have the general manager. His name is going to be David Zool. So he wanted to ask my permission if he could use the name, and I said, "Have at it!" I look forward to seeing the exploits of David Zool in the spaceport. So shout out to Wax Splat. Rock on! I'm excited to hear about that if you catch the show later. You
need to come up with a whole. You need to come up with a whole persona for him. If you're going to part your hair the other way, wear a different pair of glasses, just be slightly off, and you're David Zool.
A whole different thing for Wax or for David Zool. That might have to happen. I actually have, believe it or not, this is going to sound strange, and I didn't want to bring it up earlier because I was afraid, because now I have like Starcom command of the stream. If I share, will it automatically share? So we're going to do. Let's see if this works. Old Gray Brick set of the week. Week. So did one of you actually have to hit that scrolling bar, or is it like set to auto?
we got to hit it, but Mark was on it.
Mark knew where I was going. Old Great Big Set of the Week is 6684-1, the Police Patrol Squad. I'll explain why it's the set of the week once we actually talk about the set, but let's go into it. So, no, it's not a land speeder. That's what I get for multitasking. Anyway, so
I have my doubts about this operation.
Yeah, you should. The theme was town with police in 1984. 77 pieces. You got 2 minifigures. Retail price was a whopping $650. You got 2 minifigures for $650.
So good.
It's so good. So good. Used price today will run about $13. If you find one in a box, it'll put you back $150, give or take, depending on who you buy it from. I think there's like 2 for sale, new in box right now. There's like one for $105, and the other one's like $200, which is kind of crazy. So, so again, this week's Old Gray Big Set of the Week is 6684, the Police Patrol Squad, and the reason that it was the set of the week is because. As I was sorting through, and I showed you guys on Monday, I was finding parts that I found a couple delivery trucks. I was going through stuff, and I happened to find that I had the little gray motorcycle. And I was like, well, if I've got the little gray motorcycle, I wonder if I've got the parts to build the police van, and I do. And this has got a cool little play feature because the back opens up on the side, which I guess that's where you put the prisoner, even though you've got the doors in the back here. And I remember, and I got to go look for it, and I think I have the pieces for it because I've got some of the original policemen with that didn't have the movable arms and they just had blank heads. I've got some of those in the basement, and I think that my original police truck that was like the precursor to this one, all it had was the little doors in the back, and you just slid the minifigures in sideways. You didn't get this piece here or the fact that the top opens up to have the minifigure come in and out. But so I found this in there. I've got a few more things that I found some pieces I want to go digging through and do my archaeological dig and restoration of some more sets. And I also found this little scooter from 1984.
I love those. No, that's a Formula One race car. Wait till that's not a scooter. Come on, man.
It's a freaking go-kart, man. Look at that thing.
Not in those days, baby. That is a full-blown race car right there.
But I love the little red megaphones to be the engine back there. And I also think it's funny that they only gave you one fender piece, and that the front wheels are exposed. And then this number 3 piece actually only came in like 3 sets. One was this one, and like 2 big parts packs, which is kind of strange. So, but yeah, so I'll be doing some more archaeological finds on some parts because I've got 3 tubs back here that I completely forgot about. When I did pre-COVID, I had gotten it was more money than I had planned on spending for this lot of Lego because it was mostly all classic stuff, and so I thought, all right, I'm going to give a gamble and see what's in there. Well, I wound up finding like $350 worth of just space sets, but now I'm also finding some other stuff that I never went back through the boxes to see, well, what else was in there? There's some castle dudes in there, some town people. Actually, I think that's where that fireman set came from as well. So there's some other gems in there I'm slowly sifting through. So we'll have more of those hopefully coming in the future. So
Sweet.
Nice.
I think that's all I got. I think that's it. So we'll go back to the big screen.
Well, I have to go ahead and just show. We're showing the sets we got. The August 1st release. I've been looking for. It only has one new part, and everything. But this set, we've been waiting. We've been waiting for this set to come out for years, and here it is, right here. There it is. This is the coolest thing ever. I'm being straight up and honest with you. This is hilarious. Now we got this. Jake and I have been wanting to get the bathtub bike. It's hilarious. But we did get this today as well. And this is great for some sort of future space line.
Oh, yeah.
The printed visor there.
Just need like tons of those just for the figure alone.
I like the helmet.
And it's got a luchador face and all that kind of stuff. But it also comes with one extra of the visors, which is cool. And it comes with a dark blue scorpion, so a dead Fleabnork comes in the set.
Now,
no, this is the most hilarious thing I think I've ever seen Lego do. So,
now, Chris, you can't just let that slide without explaining the rest of that figure because he's got a duck tattoo on his back.
Oh yeah, he does. He does a duck tattoo on his back.
And if you look at him from behind, because he's wearing yellow, but maybe it's a tattoo, maybe it's not. But dude's got a green thong on.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'll take it. I'll show it. Let's see. Get in there. He definitely. You can see his chesticles in the print there on the front.
Nice.
And the duck tattoo on the back. So yeah.
Yeah,
this is almost the most naked figure since they made the sumo wrestler and everything.
Yep.
But he's a cool guy. I'll go ahead and show the figure though from the other one. Really cool torso. This bright green hands and that neck thing there. He's got a scorpion kind of thing. This could be a really cool little space line figure or something.
Absolutely.
But
Scorpitron right there. Scorpitron right there.
Hey man, the
You
one
could
thing
also
we
use that
understand
helmet
though-
to create some kind of a demon knight for a
exactly.
castle.
Do not take that one to work, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, going back to the group here, but yeah, these two are good. And finally, I think the price has settled down. They're not $10 anymore. They're like $8. But this pretty neat line. The bathtub is mostly inappropriate but hilarious at the same time. So, did you see the little duck with flames on the side of the Just
That
awesome.
needs to show up on a T-shirt soon.
I mean, you had to go to a meeting. I want to go to the meeting where they're like, "Yeah, we got to make a bathtub that goes on a motorcycle." What? We're going to make a bathtub that goes on a motorcycle. All right.
They can mold that, but they can't give us more goats. What the hell?
From your mouth to
This
Lego's ears.
this is the goat right here with a duck on it.
That's
So,
that's the new goat. Right.
right.
I'm
All
having
right.
a thought.
So
I need your opinions.
what?
I'm having a thought, and I need your
Have a
opinions.
thought.
Fire away.
No.
Castle sucks.
Clearly. If you get one, send it to me. I'll take it off your hands. It'll make your life better.
I do
Well,
like the fact that it's got a crapper in it.
4 Galaxy
Oh.
Explorers.
I have a second one coming. And my thought is to build the whole right half of it, this section that comes off of the main gatehouse, mirrored, and put it on this side.
That would be cool.
And double the keep going out the back.
You go right ahead.
I like it.
I'm wondering. I know that it's not going to be perfectly mirrorable because there are parts that are specific, directional, which
We
could
believe
get,
it.
could be a problem.
You can do it.
I think you can work around it.
I think so too. But there's like, these kind of angled bricks that's not going to mirror perfectly. Most of the rest of it probably will, but I probably have those going the other
Oh,
way.
did they give you just one half of an angle and not the other half?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Jerks. I hate
Yeah.
that.
A lot of it would be reversible, but some of it wouldn't be directly reversible. The hard part is going to be reading the instructions and mirroring it in my head. I might actually set up a mirror and read
I was
the
going to say,
instructions
just
through
use a
that.
mirror.
Well, could
There's
you get
no,
the PDF and edit it and flip them?
There's no
Ah!
mismatched wedges in the space sets.
That's right.
There's that. The other option would be to use a camera and then project it onto a screen and reverse the image.
Good. Hey, did your space set come with the optional instructions to build? I mean, your castle set come with optional instructions to build other castles that's in the line historically, like we got in space?
Most importantly, did it come with a financial plan to allow you to pay it off?
Yes, you buy 2, hold on to it until this one is retired, and then you sell that one for double and make your money back.
Ah, I see.
You could probably just sell the fig straight out of that and double your money. I'm almost certain.
There are 22 figs, and a lot of them are pretty darn awesome.
It is crazy that there's 22 figs.
Yeah.
All right. So in the few minutes we have left, we actually halfway had a topic. It was just, whatever. And let's just say we are at whatever anniversary, the 90th anniversary of Kurt,
Of the company.
whatever, sneezing and making Lego. I don't know. Lego comes up with lots of anniversaries. But so let's just think, in 10 years, it'll be the 100th anniversary if we go by that. Lego does anniversaries like toilet paper companies count rolls. I don't know, but I don't understand all the numbers. But in 10 years, what is going to be a classic? Will they come back to these lines, the classic, space and stuff, or what other lines will be a classic? I know Meredith has a high opinion on it, which I agree, and she can share that here in just a minute. What will be a classic 10, 20 years from now?
Probably like the Johnny Thunder Adventures stuff.
Well, that's already becoming a classic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why 10 years from now, it'll definitely be the classic.
Is it going to suffer the same fate as space because they've got Indiana Jones back? Is that going to get shoved to the side yet again?
Probably. I mean, we're having the problem with Castle is we've got Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Space, you've got Star Wars to deal with.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put that out there.
Pirates of the Caribbean for a while, and we haven't had good pirates since then, other than
There will be a 50th anniversary Galador set in about 20 years. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I would
I'd probably say that's
I'm sure in 10 years the Bionicle yappy small children types will be adults and will demand their due.
It's okay. All those TikTok kids are at they don't have internet at Brick Fair. You can say that. It's good.
I mean, I appreciate that Bionicle ultimately kind of saved Lego, but at the same time, it can get off my lawn.
You all are missing something.
Oh, what are we missing?
Okay. Here, I'll put the bag. Where's the bag again?
Friends.
As I said, do you know who has the most Lego YouTuber with the most subs on YouTube?
Tell us, because no one's going to guess.
They're all gonna say Jang, and they're all wrong. LEV Toys from Australia, who does 80% of her streaming as Friends builds and only Friends. She doesn't do any other Lego other than Friends. She has over 2 million subscribers.
Good Lord.
Jang only has 1 million. When my kids our age, they're gonna be doing old magenta bricks. I'm just saying, you look at the numbers.
Yeah.
You don't have the Star Wars fanboys. They're rabid, but if you want to talk about a Lego theme, I think Friends and I think Ninjago, because Ninjago is evergreen. Those two themes are really popular with kids that from us right now.
Yeah, but
They're
the only
gonna
problem
be-
is that they have to stop making Ninjago for it to become a classic.
I was about to say, does it have to end?
Eventually it will die. And who knows whether but Friends is extremely popular. They've made so many Friends shows. They revamped the show. They've redesigned characters. Trust me. LEV Toys, #1 Lego YouTuber for Lego.
My kid just made a point off he's a senior now, by the way. He's actually very smart. He said Ninjago is already getting their classics because they're re-releasing new versions of the first runs of sets. So they're already doing it as classics now. So Ninjago's already getting the treatment. Which, hey, more power to them. Sell sets.
So in about 20 years, Jake will do what, like old ninja bricks?
And Natalie will be old ninja friends.
They'll have to do
They
their
could combine them and have old ninja friends.
Fury Road, though. They're gonna.
Well, Paul will be Dragon Bricks.
Well, I will say this though, that I've noticed, and I know Meredith falls in line with this, that the Paradisia and the Bellevilles are very strong. I've been seeing a lot of revival for those sets and those characters by women in there around our age or a little younger, maybe around that time frame. So the fact that Friends is as dominant in the market as it is, that when those women hit their late 30s, early 40s, and they get that kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm empty nesting, or my kids are off doing their thing. I'm going to bring back out my Friends sets and start building those again. So it's going to happen. It will.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good question right there.
Like to tell you the truth, like the whole nostalgia thing has a lot more steam with our generation and the one that's sort of the half generation that just came after us. Like the kids today that have stuff, I'm not exactly convinced that they're going to have as much as the draw to the stuff of their youth as we did, generally speaking. So
That's possible.
So,
I don't know. I think they just haven't gotten there yet. My parents were always like, they showed me the Howdy Doody show once, and I'm like, how do you find this enjoyable? And they're sitting there and smiling because it's nostalgic for them. I think it was at White Christmas, just all the the 40s and the 50s and early 60s stuff when they were growing up. I'm just like, man, this is just bleh.
that's true, but our generation's obsession with reobtaining all of the hallmarks of those things is
My mom had a Howdy Doody.
look around, look
8:30 every morning, so do I.
But wait a minute. But
compare
Gil,
that to a single Howdy Doody.
Gil, I think about people my parents' age. They are all classic car restoration nuts. That they're going back and getting 1972 Corvette Stingrays and restoring them from the ground up from a rusted hull. I have no desire to do that because muscle cars weren't my thing and stuff like that. I think it's the age of whatever it is that was popular or it could be. I think retro gaming is going to be a huge boom again.
Yes.
Not that it already isn't.
Whole other ball game. Yeah.
Has no one here watched the the classic Tetris World Championships?
No, because we're a
let me
different
cue
set
that
of
up
nerds.
right now.
We're a different set of nerds.
And the thing is, it's just like F1, where it's all about your reaction time. So all of the people that win now, the ages are getting progressively younger and younger. Like the champion's like a 14-year-old because they hyper tap and they roll to get the reactions quicker. It's just people have gone to like over 1 million points, which you can't even see on the classic Tetris screen. It goes to like A in front of the number.
I don't know what you just said, but my old man just got really mad. I don't know. I just got all like, what is she talking about? No.
Tetris?
How do you not know that Tetris came out in like 1986, Chris?
It was all a commie plot. No, she was talking about all the roles. And anyway, so here's a question.
Rolling, you roll the controller or you hyper tap the controller. They're different methods if you watch.
You get your library card and you rake it over the thing as fast as you can.
You take a pencil to the track and field game, and
That's right.
That's what they're doing. There's a whole documentary on something like somebody made about it, and like how the kid that won back in like the early 90s, like he was the first hyper tapper and everyone rediscovered it. And now, dude, it's like big, like they play every month to qualify for the champ. Brian loves it. It gets addicting to watch.
That's cool. All right, so here's the
Forgot name
question.
of it, but they did create an AI that can play Tetris perfectly.
I'm sure.
But
Like
it's
it's
about
all right.
actually beaten the game, which most people didn't realize it was possible to actually beat Tetris.
You can.
You can't beat Tetris.
You can't. This machine, this AI can.
But it keeps going. The levels they stop at 29 in the classic game. You just stay at level 29.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let me
Well,
bring
it's
it back
till
to topic
it's
before we have.
back
So this is the Ninjago Titan Mag or whatever, really cool Ninjago set. And this is the original Galaxy Explorer. My 4 Walmarts around here had 15 to 20 of these on the shelf for the season. I have 4 or 5 of them clearanced out in my closet. But I dare say where I grew up, there maybe were 2 kids that had one of these, right?
Mm.
So does making something a classic, is there some scarcity involved in that blooms that nostalgia a little more?
I think you have to take in the fact that we live in more of a global economy than the 80s.
There you go.
And also, something has to reach a point of not being available for 20 years, 20, 25 years for it to really become a classic. Or at least that's what they do in the car. And that's what, and the reason I've always quantified that anything that's 25 years or older is considered classic is because that's how they quantify a classic car, is that
Right.
it has to be 25 years old.
Okay, so we'll be looking at Lego sets from the mid 90s, which we don't want that. That was the dark ages. It was rubbish.
Wait, are you saying my brown 87 Cavalier RS is a classic? Is that what you're saying? The one that I had in high school?
No, I said it has to be over 25 years to be considered a classic.
That we got in 87, but it still had less horsepower than the year it was made in. I mean, you know, it was.
But Xavier, to your point though, because they're doing Bricker Family Builds has been doing another along with Rambling Brooks out of Australia. They've been doing 90 years of habitat type competition, and so as opposed to rebuilding all of my space habitats, I just have been posting them again, and I've got more followers than I did when I did them the first time. So I'm getting a lot more comments from the late 90s, or not from the mid and late 90s, and even the early 2000s, from people who are saying these were the sets I grew up on, and that these were, you know, while most people will consider them to be meh, these are my favorite sets.
Yeah.
I gotta run, guys.
You know,
Hey, I'll see you, bud.
Yeah.
So you go.
So, but think about those classic space, the lines you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mtron ran 1 year.
yeah.
On
No,
the
I'm not
shelf.
talking about Mtron. I'm talking about UFO and insectoids.
Oh, they're brain damaged. That's what they are.
Yo,
Yeah, no, late 90s dark age of Lego stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The pirate ships where the sails fell over, the time traveling sets that were
Hey,
Don't
absolutely.
make fun of Tom Cruiser. Don't you dare.
I'll add to that, Dana. I was a terrible person, and I did the same thing because I saw you do it. So I posted my Paradisia one,
Yeah.
and my Els one.
Yeah.
And the Paradisia one, and that's an early
Yeah.
90s. That was my last set. It was like 91. That gets got way more comments, and people started following me just from that Paradisia.
Right, and it's funny because someone made a comment, and I'm like, it's whatever sets you grew up on are going to be your favorite, no matter whether they were crappy to somebody else. They were awesome to you because those were the ones you had, and so that's what happens.
Yeah, and that's how nostalgia works in general. We remember things as being wonderful, whereas the people our age at the time thought it was, consumerist garbage.
Right.
So,
and it reminds me, and I think we talked about this, one of our Brick Fair or Brick World experiences. We had a kid who came up, he had to be maybe 13, 14 years old. And I asked him, he was commenting on the space habitats. And I'm like, hey, can you name all those? And he went through and named them all. And then he even said, oh, you've even got that star and space gulls in there. And I was like, you weren't even alive when these came out. So, there are going to be exceptions to the rule where someone's going to go back and find something that was classic and came out before they were born. And they're going to want to buy that and enjoy it as well. So,
I mean, somewhere there's a 15-year-old that knows the entire lineup of the 1935 New York Yankees. So
exactly.
Nerds of nerds.
Exactly.
But on the flip side of that, though, I mean, and yes, those all things. There was only one space line in that, this. So going through the 90s, they were 10 or 5 or whatever. There's a bunch of different space lines. I think part of the classicness, there has to be some ubiquity in everything to that. And, the Galaxy Explorer was the spaceship, not one of many. Right. So I think that helps in its classic. So I don't know. I got to say, if Friends is not continuing on, Friends will be a classic, I'm pretty sure. If Ninjago's not going on, I'm sure Ninjago will be a classic. Bionicle might. They tried and they failed when they tried to redo that, and we all laughed internally. We all did.
But what about Chima?
No.
Somebody hit that man with a brick.
Nexo-Knights will be though. We will.
I will make
Nexo-Knights will be the next classic. That's the one. We found it. We figured it out.
I really want to make a Nexo-Knight Explorer and take it down and then take it to the boys.
Be a $400 Ultimate Collector's Fortrex.
Yeah, and it'll be motorized because in 2000 or 2014 it wasn't motorized, so we need to motorize now.
Brian still wants to just really make a giant Nexo-Knight castle to plop it down next to the Ericssons at a convention.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. One way or another, it's going to happen. It's going to be awesome.
So here's the question. Will Star Wars be one?
Star Wars is already its thing.
It's not an IP to me. I mean, it's an IP. To be an IP, it can't be a classic Lego theme because the theme is not Lego's IP.
Right.
Yeah. The UCS friends will be it.
Totally.
The funny thing is that we have some friends in our lug who have built UCS-sized Friends hotels. So,
yeah,
we laugh, but it could happen. It could happen. There could be the Friends UCS Mall where literally it's like every shop you can imagine is in this huge mall, and it's $300. And
yeah,
if it happens, you heard it here first. By the way,
could be. Yeah, it could. It could. Jake just mentioned in my ear over here what a true, actually good idea. UCS Destiny's Bounty. That would be,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I mean the original one was pretty big.
Or a nostalgia, all the original dragons redone in a set for Ninjago. That would be pretty sweet. They could do that now, and it would sell like gangbusters.
I think they have done that already as a legacy.
Yeah, that's true. Ninjago's getting his own classicness redone because they're just cashing in on that cow. So,
well, yeah, I mean the fact that they did what both Harry Potter and Ninjago, they did gold minifigures in different sets to celebrate the 10-year anniversary for whichever this or that or the other. I'm sure Marvel will have something that happens like that when they're getting closer to an anniversary for the Marvel license. Star Wars, we got there was little figures that said 40th anniversary on the back or 20th anniversary. I guess it was it 40 or 20? 20.
And that, the actual classic this year will be that 4+ Batman set, which is the only DC set that is in the catalog right now.
There you go.
So
Cancel some more movies, DC. We're in. You know, we're with you.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
Discovery is going hog wild on all the stuff. It's crazy.
Mhm.
So, question, with not related to this, but 90th anniversary related, do you guys think Lego should do more for for August 11th, which is actually their 90th anniversary? The only thing they're doing is that red promotional brick again, and I'm
Right.
like, that's what you're doing for the actual day of your anniversary? Like, I don't know.
yeah,
it just seems like not enough.
Although they've made so many sets that came out in August, I'm not sure how they have any more designers to build
Right.
anything right
Right,
now,
right.
because this is something we were thinking about bringing up is the fact that there are more sets north of $100 coming out in August than I've ever seen in my life. Right. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I mean, the sets coming out, the two big classic lines coming out with a big set is a great way to celebrate, but you'd figure there would be more. They've had a lot of social media stuff celebrating a little bit, but
And
Sure.
those sets appeal to kids, or appeal to adults, not to kids.
that's
Right?
true.
Like,
But who has all the money?
granted, but I'm just
Not
saying,
me
like,
anymore.
yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, this has been.
my VIP points. That's telling you how rough it's getting.
That's right. That's
That's signs of desperation.
That's I needed a space fix, and I went and sold those bearer bonds, and I got my space fix. So
I wonder what would happen if I took that old Chima set, the whatever the Blackbird guys. If I've got one of those in there, took it to the Lego store, going, please, sir, can I?
Can I have
Please.
some more?
I need a Galaxy Explorer. All right. Well, this has been a great conversation, everybody. Good folks, good conversation in the chats as well. Everybody, be awesome and build awesome. Have a great night. Goodbye.